I mean, truly, we wanted to ride a fork that was better than everybody else's fork. And when you start testing and when you start riding and you figure out the small details that you're kind of not so satisfied with on the current product, it makes it so exciting to be a part of something that you decide what product needs to be able to put together a full suspension bike with our own product. And that really is the reason why we made a fork. The ride characteristics of the HELM fork, immediately you would notice just off the top suppleness that's unprecedented. In addition, you have mid-stroke support because of the way that we have our negative and positive chamber oriented in the air spring. So I think as soon as you get off of the competition and jump onto this fork, it's going to be seamless when you go through like the undulating routes and things like that on your standard trail ride. As well, as soon as you get into some really heavy hitting stuff, the progressivity of that air spring, if you want it to be progressive, totally is there. So it feels dynamic through its travel as opposed to just going up and down like a pogo stick. The things that make the HELM special really are in the air spring. You have the internal travel adjustment. It can be done with tools that you can find in your garage. The accessory-free air volume adjustment, the way that you can just take that off of the top of the fork and adjust quickly and put it back on. The independent negative and positive air chambers, where you can toggle with air pressure and tinker with the tuning. And then the D-lock axle. It's simple, it's beautiful, it's tool-free, and it reduces the torsional friction on your lowers. During the development process of this fork, we had test riders all around the United States and Canada who have put hundreds of hours in testing this thing. Prior to even having a name for this fork, we had people on these chassis and on these air volume designs. Every HELM fork is hand tested and hand built in North Carolina, here in Fletcher. And I think that's really important to know. And the people involved in developing and now producing the fork, from the director of engineering, Jim Morrison, to the production fork lead, Alex Dawson, to Andrew Slowey, the marketing coordinator responsible for doing all of the test rider coordination. Those people are an integral part of the reason why the HELM fork is what it is. When we went into production with HELM, and still to this day, we have every single damper dynoed and tested. And then once the full assembly is put together, we hand dyno the fork and then dyno again on the machine to make sure the air spring and the damper are working in unison. And that's a big deal. When you have one fork that's tested out of a lot, that's not necessarily cutting it. So we have every single fork going through every single dyno process to make sure that when they go out the door, they're going to be bomb-proof for somebody that's pushing the limit.